Rebellion for Part 3 with Raine Curole and the Inventiveness of Science.
There's that point in someone's life where it's a turning point. It is what it is. It's an awakening, and I think that's when you start to realize that the confines of the box that people have been putting you in is where there's a door, and I just got to figure out where it is.
Oh, exactly.
It's on the dark side of the moon.
Without a doubt, it's on the dark side. It's in that mystery.
So, do you follow any of the SpaceX stuff that's going on, any of that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's great.
We're big into it, and we love it. We like Elon Musk. We want him here.
Shout out Elon.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you could do it.
We're as cool as Rogan. We got booze too, and weed. It's cool. I'm just saying, come on over, bro.
It'll be tight.
I'll even cook you what's a real Cajun thing?
A sauce piquant.
Sauce piquant.
Oh, man. All right. That's my least favorite Cajun thing to eat. I'll do that. I can cook in my etouffee.
Yeah.
Come on, old Muskie.
He's moving to Texas. You know that, right?
He's there.
He's there.
Yeah, he's done.
He's got an apartment.
Southern boys.
Yeah. I'll tell him, man, I'll take him fishing. Just come chill.
Rogan's in Texas, too.
But, what are your beliefs on all of this stuff? You believe in hollow earth, flat earth?
I think I have to,
I saw the new Godzilla vs. Kong, and I kind of believe in hollow earth now.
I knew about hollow earth because whenever I was a kid, whenever the internet came out, I was like, oh, okay, now I could get some stuff answered.
Right.
So, I started researching all kinds of weird...
you used it for what it was for?
Yeah, I looked at all kinds of weird stuff.
What is wrong with you?
And I learned about Andrew, I think his name was Admiral Byrd. And I think it was for World War I or something that he was assigned to fly over the Arctic, the Antarctic, and fly over Antarctica. And he said whenever he flew over it, he said that he saw a hole into the earth that had woolly mammoths, and it was flowing like rivers, all green. And I don't know, I just remembered that story. So I was like, it's an interesting story. And I'm always I'm into fringe, hardcore. I really like fringe stuff. If it's a mystery.
Can you read French?
Fringe, man.
Fringe? I thought you said French. I'm like, you read
on
French?
The fringe outside.
Have you ever seen French movies? They suck. I'm like, God damn, dude, you are deeper than we thought.
Dude.
Thank God. All right. Fringe. Okay, Fringe
Yeah, I'm on
movies.
the fringe, man.
All right. I'm with you on that.
I just, no, I think... we're on a ball floating through, the cosmos of an abyss, essentially.
How much can it be coincidence, right?
Well, how much weird stuff don't we know about?
But do you believe science, though?
Oh, yeah, I love science. I stand by. I think I always loved science.
But this is my thing with science.
Classes.
Is that when I was a child, we were taught that Pluto was a planet, and then they hear me out. Then they retracted. Then we were also taught that because of what they assume, that there is a core in the earth, and they have magma that flows either way, crust mantle, all this shit, and they're pretty positive about this, right? But they've never even had any type of machinery that could drill deep enough to even know. So a lot of things in science are speculation. That we were also taught, speaking of the sun becoming a dwarf, that it was going to dwarf out at some point, and the solar system and its whole was going to suck itself in a little bit at a time, get closer and closer to the sun until it dwarfs out and consumes us. Now we know that's not true because the sun is actually growing in mass and pushing the solar system, so we're a little further away and a little further away. It is getting bigger, it is getting hotter, but it is pushing us out. So a lot of things that we thought were factual actually are not. So there are things in science that I do agree with, but it's just like anything else where they say, well, this is what it is, and I say, well, you can't give me proof, right?
No, I totally agree. I think it's Or
you've changed your fucking tune.
That's it.
It's a lot. It's a lot like the computers at CERN. They're not binary computers. They're supercomputers, so they could.
They're non-binary computers.
No, just binary or non-binary.
Right.
Yeah, supercomputers.
Or quantum.
Yeah. So what happens here is it could be in superposition, and it would allow computations that's not fathomable with a binary state.
You cannot say computations on this show. There's kids listening, you son of a bitch, me.
Science is not binary. Science is in superposition. There is no truth or false. It's relative. So something can be something yesterday, but it's also that thing tomorrow and not today.
Well, it's always the issue, too, of science is based off measurement and gauges and, machines to measure and, things to pick up. And it's all these things were made by humans or computers, made by humans. And it's like, I'm sure that there is a check and balance in that situation. But to me, I still think that there's an enigma there.
It's a universal truth, and it has to be adopted in order to become truth, right?
And it just feels like it could be so easily, swayed or manipulated due to whatever tools or, human fallacy,
Exactly. And what cost would it be for me to say that this is potentially true if I need more funding type thing, right? There is literally a new level of physics that was discovered recently at one of these facilities. And it's completely it's string theory, but on a new level of scale, which completely just most people, that type of theory is just fucking out of reach. There's another beyond this piece now in a new level of physics that's recently been discovered, and a lot of it is coming from the study of foreign objects recent within the last 5 years, whether it be things we don't understand or have a new fathom on because of these new supercomputers that we now quantumly have available for us, this is a relatively new piece of technology compared to other things, which is how you can have particles colliding at light speed.
But what if at one time quantum portal was an actual thing on Earth, and that was the key to living forever? And that's where deja vu came into place, right? That in that quantum portal jump, yes, you got to live, but you constantly came back as something else. So as some people that have these near-death experiences, they remember themselves as other things in other lives and even on other planets, because the planet has changed over time. And what if at one point in time they saw that quantum portal was going to be the demise of man overall, that there was a greater force that was going to destroy the Earth through it, so they destroyed that portal and there's still remnants of it. And the reason I say that is because just recently they found a wristwatch in an Egyptian tomb with a mummy.
On a mummy, or like
it was in all the treasures. It was a very old Chinese wristwatch.
Had no business being there.
That dated back 6,000 years. That technology shouldn't have even been there. But we only think technology shouldn't have been there. You see
Correct.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, it's kind of like that, the Younger Dryas, Great Flood, all that, where it's like that there's a good chance probably that we're a restart civilization, that there was civilization before, got wiped out, and we're like a reboot. Mm-hmm. And who knows how many times it's been rebooted before.
Right.
And who knows when we're due.
If that theory is true.
And who knows when we're due for another one.
Which level we're on now,
Could be right.
But that's what explains, I guess, some of those aspects of the pyramids or, astronomy and astrology being so, such a culturally diverse, culturally separated, supposedly.
And was the mind, think about art through the past, right? Aztec, Mayan art, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Even in Egypt, you can go to any place that had tribal anything. And
China has pyramids.
but anywhere that has like hieroglyphs or any type of artwork from any of these people that were depicting what they when they show these huge beings that are sitting on thrones and these massive alien looking beings, and they show all they really knew to do, right, because they didn't have modern art, was to show in retrospect a size comparison of what some of these things were.
I think there's two ways to look at it, because there's also the point of view where in Egyptian art, the pharaoh's the largest because of some like hierarchical scale,
Stature, right?
Because where his status is, he's the largest figure. But I mean,
I'll give you that. But with the more alien looking ones, in the more alien looking ones, were their minds really that vivid and advanced without having modern technology? Did they really see something that was so odd like that was not human-like, that came and had these interactions with them? Just if you go look at the Mayans, they have vivid depictions that are chiseled into gold of alien beings with these very detailed features in an actual machine that descended from heaven.
With the elongated skulls, things like that, like the head binding.
Or the flattening skull that kind of has the hammerhead look to it, and the gills kind of on the front of the forehead.
Star Child and like the Parakan skulls, things
correct.
like that.
There's a lot of personification of animals too that they would have used as
and giant
for
ones,
gods.
Giant ones. You think about the Godzilla versus Kong thing with the Titans, and it's not so far off, because if you think about Godzilla opposed to
the dinosaurs,
right? A T-Rex, right?
Yeah, same thing
without the fire-breathing bullshit that he does, But
that's the cool sci-fi stuff.
Yeah,
but that's all I'm saying is,
Gigantopithecus was a big gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. So I'm just saying, big tortoises, big, everything you could imagine, reptiles, fish.
Well, I mean, look what happened. They discovered on the island, was it Floriensis? It was I think somewhere in the Indian Ocean. It's this island where they discovered the hobbits, where they discovered that Hobbit island where they found the species of Hobbit humanoids. People.
Right.
And apparently
little pygmy people.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently they had like large rats there on that island that had evolved, and pygmy elephants that also had evolved.
Right.
It's interesting, and it's like if that can happen, it's the other end can happen too.
Some of it was they thought it was because there was suspicion that the polar magnetic pull at that point had
it
a
reversed
different
its polarity.
It did,
and created a fucking new ice age of shit.
A new weird ass little thing.
And it's also them being on an island. It would make sense, that a resource, where island where resources are like, it's they're finite. So like having a smaller stature would yield to where a more beneficial
Plus
system.
all the inbreeding that would ever happen.
Yeah.
And it's a proven point. Like a lot of those places that are island archipelagos and things of that nature, and smaller island chains, for some reason there is a higher magnetic pull there. Same thing with certain parts of the Bahamas, Bermuda Triangle.
Yep.
Certain places out in the Pacific Ocean past Hawaii and stuff like that, super strong magnetic pulls right there. So who knows what that effect that has on human life, wild.
That was weird.
That was weird. We lost power. Was that the pulse? Was that the government?
You were literally talking about the magnetic pulls, and they were like, hey,
oh, man. They're trying to tell us something.
He's getting in on the truth.
That's never happened.
His third eye's opening up.
That's the first time that happened.
If I die for the truth, it's for you guys, you listeners.
Hey, look.
Well, no, it's documented here.
It's on the hard drive.
So have you seen the weapon, the rail gun?
Oh, I've seen railguns. I played Metal Gear Solid as a kid, and
Metal
I'm
Gear
talking
Rex.
about like the videos of the actual military railgun.
I don't know if I've seen like footage of it being used.
I've seen recent ones.
So
That's
the
fucked.
railgun can only be used once or twice, and it's massive, right? And you could power the city of Los Angeles for a month off of one shot. And what it does is...
Sounds like bad science to me.
Oh, it's
Sounds
wild.
like they should be like shooting that thing into the power grid, you know?
Very wasteful.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
Well, that's why they don't use it. It's ridiculous. Because what it does is it actually sonic waves a projectile forward. So they make like these huge, like...
Magnetic.
Massive arrowheads, pretty much. And they project this. Well, they put up so many steel panels in a row, and this buckled through it like it was butter. It was crazy. And that got me thinking. That got me. Remember those potato guns when we were kids?
I was just thinking potato gun.
That's like potato gun to the 10,000th power.
It is.
What a job.
That's pretty amazing.
What a cool job.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of aerosol they're pumping into.
Yeah, I want to be the guy that pushes the button.
Yeah.
Because when
Aquanet's
it
probably
shoots,
like huge can of Aquanet,
Yeah,
just pumping
no
it in
doubt.
there.
I killed a chicken with a potato gun one time on accident because I was like a kid and I'm stupid. And I was like, dude, if I hit that chicken right there with this potato, like it ain't. And then it was a stuffed chicken. What a potato!
You smashed the piss out of it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It literally jammed it up against a chain link fence and just flattened it.
I mean, being a Cajun kid is the only place where violence is advocated. So, you know, it's,
Hey, that's a day like that. I learned how to wring chickens' necks, and I almost didn't kill one. And then I did not almost kill one.
Doesn't that suck when you go to wring the chicken's neck and like it doesn't work,
And
it just stays there looking at you with a broken neck?
I didn't know how to finish it off, so I just like
You just beat it.
hit it with a brick. And I was like, yes,
Of
got
course.
him.
that'll
Of course
do it.
you
That'll
did.
do it.
I got him.
Of course you did.
When I was a kid, my dad brought me to this farm, and apparently he was going to get a goose, and I didn't understand what he meant, get a goose. And I'm walking around this place, and the geese are just...
What do you mean, Dad? It's
Yeah.
exactly what I said.
They're just as tall as me, you know, so I'm kind of like, these things are kind of creeping me out. And I just, my dad's like, yeah, that one. And the old man looks at him, he's like, that one? And I just see him wring the neck of that goose, and I'm kind of just standing there like, whoa.
It was
just
delicious, wasn't it?
I was, no, it was kind of weirding me out, the process of because you had to boil it, and then you had to pull the feather. It was, I don't know, there was
Shouldn't
something
have
about
seen
it.
the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't like the boiling
The
feather
end,
part. Yeah.
the end is what you need, not all that shit.
I don't know if I'm a goose guy. I think I'm more of a duck.
I got banned from Laurel Valley on a field trip when I was a kid because of a goose. I had an incident with a with a goose. They sell
scary.
little bags of corn to feed the animals there, like the sheep and the goose and the ducks and all that, chickens and shit. And we were doing that, and they had this big old ornery ass big gray goose, and all the kids were feeding it a bunch of shit, you know, and it was like just picking up everything off the ground, and it started to try and eat corn out of everybody's hands, and so I just picked up a huge rock.
You fed it some rocks.
No, I fed it a rock, a
Oh.
big one,
Oh.
and it got lodged in the goose's throat.
Oh, man.
And the lady came running out of the gift shop, jumped the fence, grabbed the goose by the neck, and this thing is like flapping and freaking out. And she like worked it out of the neck, and the goose just ran away. And then she was like, "Come here, you come here," and then you come on in.
How'd that make you feel? Like you were in control?
I was just like, dude, what?
I thought it was a good chunk of corn, man.
The fucking goose ate a rock. How dumb is the goose? It should have.
It was so trusting, though. I mean,
You
it's
fucked
kinda
him up.
sad, you know?
If you give me a rock, I'm gonna
Trusting.
fucking know, bro.
Thanks, society. Yeah.
He was just like, oh, well, this is another nice kid looking.
I was a little redheaded asshole, curly-headed fuck running around, and I was like, dude, I just wanted to see if it'll eat a rock, and it did.
Good looking out.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
You were the government to that fucking goose. Just saying.
Thanks, man.
Here's your handout. Oh shit, you
It's
didn't
a
like
handful of rocks.
That was another day when I got home and my teacher was calling my mom, Miss Callahan. Again, that was a rough year, man. She's like, he's not allowed back at Laurel Valley until he's of legal age. The day I turned 18, I stepped foot on there. I'm like, where's that fucking goose?
Got a vendetta to settle.
it. I need some molten goose grease.
Here to redeem myself.
Dude, that's funny.
Thank you for listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. Tune in Saturday for part 4 with Raine Curole. And don't forget to check us out on social media and at dsrtalks.com.